Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the anaerobic processes, right? So till now we discussed about some kind of aerobic process which are running in the presence of free oxygen, right? So now we are going to discuss about some treatment units which is going to work based on the anaerobic process, that means in the absence of oxygen, right? So those in our syllabus we have two things, one is a septic tank, another one is the Imhoff tank, right? So these two tanks are used for the individual homes or some colonies where the sewage treatment facility is not available, right? So let us see one by one about these septic tank and Imhoff tanks today, right? So septic tank, okay? Septic tank is a type of a treatment tank where it is going to be an underground tank. Normally it is a rectangular shape, okay? So you can see here. So here the wastewater from both surface as well as from water closet will come and enter through the inlet, okay? So here we have a inlet called T shape, right? So this T shape, why? Because it is T shape now. This water may not mix with the top scum, okay? We will discuss that. So it is going to enter in the some depth from the surface, right? So where the waste material will be there, right? So waste along with bacteria is going to work. Bacteria is going to work on that waste. So it will get digested, and it is going treated and it settle down at the bottom. Okay, so this is one kind of a settling tank, right? It is one type of a settling tank, but here the detention time is provided much greater than as compared with the normal settling tank or sedimentation tank. It is a type of sedimentation tank where the organic matter will get settled down, right? So if there is any greasy matter, light matter, it is going to float over the surface. That greasy matter is called scum. Okay. Now the inlet water cannot be mixed with the scum. So if you are mixing with the scum, it is going and the treatment is may not proper, and we should take care that this inlet water cannot mix with scum, right? So and it has to be entered here. That's why we are going to provide T's. Even in the case of outlet also, there you can see again we are going to provide a T, right? So the outlet cannot take this scum and discharge out, okay? So it should take only the effluent, that is clear supernatant, okay? So that will be taken out and we are going to dispose to some kind of disposal methods, right? So here no moving part is there, no supervision is required, no skill is required, right? So it is very simple thing, but here there won't be any oxygen, right? Still it is why? Because it is under the underground, oxygen may not be available. That's why anaerobic bacteria will flourish here. So if due to anaerobic bacteria, we are going to get gases like CO2 and methane, H2S. These gases will be accumulated here. So for the removal of these gases, we are going to provide some gas vent, right? So even in our homes also you can see a vent pipe is coming from the septic tank to the top of that building, right? So that's what it is. Normal thing only, even you can see at your individual homes also, right? So let us discuss about these things. So a septic tank can be used to treat the sewage from individual buildings at the building itself or for the whole community, right? So for building or whole community it will be used. The sewage will pass through a sewer pipes to the septic tank either at the house or at the lagoon, right? So septic tanks are often in place of sewer system to treat human waste and separate solids and liquids in the wastewater. To separate solids and liquids, we will use this. Next, the liquid portion of waste is disposed of through a drain field where natural filtering takes place in the soil, right? So the effluent will be taken into the spread over the soil so that the water will get percolated into the groundwater. In areas where there is a high concentration of septic tanks, it is possible for pathogenic organisms to enter shallow groundwater or nearby surface water. This is one of the main disadvantages due to the septic tank, right? So it is a primary horizontal continuous flow type sedimentation tank. It is a type of a sedimentation tank, but it is having extra provision to digestion of settled sludge. Even the sludge which is settled at the bottom of the septic tank, it is going to digest. That means it is going to from the unstable position to stable position, like humus material is going to convert, right? So here normally it is having a detention time of 12 to 36 hours. This is very prolonged detention time, right? So it removes 60 to 70% of dissolved matter, and the cleaning period will be 6 months to maximum 3 years, right? So let us see one by one, right? So the septic tank unit is generally a anaerobic decomposition unit. This point you already know. Next, due to anaerobic decomposition of sludge, foul gases will be evolved in the tank, and such a tank is provided with a completely covered tank. It should not be open. It should be completely covered, but it is provided with a vent shaft for escaping of gases. So I already discussed that. Okay, so where we are going to have the vent pipe. Okay, so that the gases which are formed will be released to the atmosphere without having any effect, right? So the effluent will be foul in nature and will have to be disposed of either for subsurface irrigation, right, in cesspools or soak pits, or to be treated in tricky filters before disposing it. Okay, so after the treatment, whatever effluent coming out of the septic tank, it has to be treated properly since it is having a foul smell, right? The sludge settle at the bottom and the greasy matter at the top, right? So you can see in the previous diagram, okay, you can see here, this is the sludge, it is settled at the bottom, and this is the scum, it is floating at the top, right? So that's what we are discussing here. Okay, so are allowed to decomposition by the anaerobic bacteria. Both scum and as well as the sludge are going to digest. Okay, so under anaerobic conditions to form gases and liquids by the digestion process. Okay, so the digested sludge from the tank is periodically, that means 6 to 12 months. Okay, so it has to be removed out, right? So the digested sludge from the tank is periodically cleaned, right? Minimum is 6 to 12 months and not exceeding any 3 years, right? So these are provided in areas where, that is, septic tanks are provided in areas where the sewers have not been laid. Okay, there is no sewer lines. Okay, there is no sewage treatment plant for catering to the sewage disposal of sewage produced from the isolated communities, schools, hospitals, hotels, and other public institutions, etc. In this kind of cases, it is going to provide it for the sanitary disposal, right? So next, construction details. Normally, this is a rectangular tank, right? So all things are get closed one, and we have one inlet and one outlet. So inside we have a buffet wall, right? And we have the inlet T and outlet T, that is T-shaped pipe, no? So here we have something, okay? Okay, the top base we have some scum layer. Here we have that for the provision of scum we have the okay, some gap is maintained there, right? So then we have sedimentation zone. Okay, then we have the sludge settling zone. Okay, this is outlet zone. This is inlet zone. And from outlet we are having a vent here. Vent means one pipe is connected like this, so that the gases which are formed in the anaerobic process, it is going to be released into the atmosphere without having any effect to the things. Okay, so whenever you want to clean this, you are going to provide it with a cover so that you open it and you are going to clean the sludge which is accumulated at the bottom of the tank. Okay, so we already know that septic tank cleaners. Okay, normally in daily life we are going to see that. Okay, next coming to the design. So it will be designed like an ordinary sedimentation tank with the following data. Okay, first thing is capacity of sedimentation tank. Nothing but we are going to discuss about to calculate volume, right? So the volume of liquid which is a septic tank, which a septic tank can accommodate, is called capacity, right? So the volume of liquid, okay, for which it is going to accommodate, that is called capacity. It should be capable of storing the sewage flow during the detention period and an additional volume of sludge for 6 months to 3 years. Okay, so this can be stored, right? A sewage for a detention period of 6 to 12 months and not exceeding the 3 years, right? The total discharge from the waste water closet and sludge will be normally 90 to 150 liters per capita per day. This is the total water content coming from water closet as well as bathrooms and kitchens, right? So not kitchens we can't use, but we can use only bathroom water here. So the rate of accumulation of sludge is 30 liters per person per year. Okay, you can see very less amount. Okay, only one person is there, only 30 liters per person per year. Okay, next we are going to provide a freeboard at the top. Okay, for the accumulation of scum. Okay, so 0.3 to 0.5 meters may be provided above the top sewage line in the tank. Okay, next coming to the next thing is called inlet and outlet buffers. Okay, so the buffers and T's and T-shaped pipes are there now, should be extended up to top of the scum, but must stop a little below the bottom of the covering slab so as to not allow any free movement. Okay, not free movement of scum, we are going to obstruct it. Okay, then coming to the third important thing is detention time, that we know that it has a 12 to 36 hours. Commonly we are adopting 24 hours, that is time taken to enter and leave, that is 24 hours. And length to width ratio is 2 to 2 by 3. Okay, so L is to B is equals to 2 to 3. 2 or 3 or between 2 and 3 you can use it. Okay, next advantages. Okay, so what is the advantages of what is called septic tank? So it is easy in construction. Okay, no maintenance problem except periodical cleaning, and that means 6 to 12 months or not greater than 3 years we need to clean it. Okay, so cost of construction is very less. Effluent can be discharged without any trouble. It is suitable for isolated communities, and it is very little attention and skilled attendance is needed, right? So it is these are some of the advantages. Then coming to the disadvantages, if septic tank is not properly functioning, effluent will be very foul and dark. It will give some smell. Okay, so leakage of gases from the top of the septic tank may cause bad smells and environmental pollution. If you are releasing CO2, right, if you are doing methane, these are all the greenhouse gases. This is going to cause the serious environmental pollution, right? So next, periodical cleaning, removal and disposal of sludge remains a tedious problem, very difficult problem. Next, unpredictable functioning, when it is going to work, when it is not going to work, we don't know. Next, size required is large for large communities. If you want to provide it for the large communities, you have to go for the very large size septic tank. Okay, the effluent contains high BOD. Next, problem of mosquito nuisance will be there. Next, problem of groundwater contamination. Groundwater is going to pollute with this septic water tank if you release out. Okay. Next, where is the disposal of effluents? The different ways of disposal of effluents are soak pit, dispersant transits. These two are very important, and the remaining things we have subsurface irrigation, leaching cesspools, treated in trickling filters, and recycling. These are the different ways of disposal. Let us talk about first thing. Okay, you can see here we have a septic tank. Okay, you have a T shape here. It is enter here. It will get settled, sedimentation, sludge will get digested, even slum will get digested, the outlet free water will move out. We have a gas vents or open covers here, right? So and this water will be moved and it will going to be a pool absorption, soil absorption field. We have a soil here, we have geocycle fabric, and we have some aggregates here, so that a pipe is provided with a perforated holes where it will be spreaded a whole land and it is going to seep through the ground. It will move down, right? So it will go and meet with the groundwater, right? So first of all, we are going to discuss about the soak pit. Okay, soak pit does not provide adequate treatment for raw wastewater, and the pit will be clogged very quickly. Okay, next, a soak pit should be used for discharging pre-settled black water or grey water. Already the water which is treated, so that can be discharged into a soak pit. Okay, soak pits are appropriate for rural and suburban settlements, right? So they depend upon soil with a sufficient absorption capacity. If you are giving water to the soil, soil has to absorb the water so that the process will move very fast. Soak pits are used for soils where percolation rate is below 25 minutes per centimeter. Okay, that means to absorb 1 centimeter height of water, it has to take 25 minutes. Okay, so they are not appropriate for areas that are prone to flooding and have high groundwater table. Water may not go anywhere if it is having high groundwater. Next, the total subsurface soil area required for soak pit and dispersant trenches are given by Q is equals to 130 by root T, where Q is the maximum rate of effluent applicable in the application liters per day per meter square of the leaching surface. If you are dividing with that standard percolation rate for soil in meter per minute. Okay, so already we saw that is 25 minutes per centimeter. Okay, next, total trench or soak pit area required can be calculated by capital A is equals to capital Q by Q, where capital Q is the Q, small q is getting from the last equation, right? So Q is getting from here 130 by root T, and it is going to substitute in this equation, and where Q is the total flow or population into sewage flow rate, it will gives, right? So next, you can see this is the soak pit, right? So where you have very big boulders and the water from the what is called from the various things like that Imhoff tank or any septic tank, it will come and fall here, so that the water will be absorbed by the soil, surrounding soil, it will move out. You can see in the line diagram, the water is coming and falling here, the water is stored for some time and it will be reached to the sides and as well as the down. Okay, so clearly you can see here, okay, how it is there. Okay, next, you can see even it can be constructed with help of a bricks like this. Sides are also constructed with bricks. Even we have inside, like you can see there. So next, advantages. It can be built and repaired with local available materials. Small land area is required. Power conservative, no power is required. Can be built and maintained with locally available materials. Simple technique for all users. Okay. Next, disadvantages. Pre-treatment is required to prevent clogging, although eventual clogging is inventable, right? So next, negatively affects soil and groundwater properties. Okay. So next, talking about the dispersant trenches. Okay. So before you saw only pit, now the water from the septic tank is going to spread over through a perforated pipes here. Okay. So these perforated pipes will be given small amount of water so that it will be spreaded the whole area. Okay. So that the water can be percolated into the ground. Right. So that's why it is called trenches. Right. Next, here you can see this is from home where you have the septic tank. Okay. So this is the septic tank. They are represented in terms of the enlarged it. So from the septic tank, the effluent it is coming is distributed through different trenches so that it is going to percolate into the ground. Right. So here also you can see dispersion boxes where we provide the all gravel here. Okay. So trenches are 0.5 to 1 meter deep and 1 meter wide. So these are the dimensions of it. 0.5 to 1 meter deep and 1 meter wide. Maximum length of trench is 30 meters. Okay. Next we have the spacing between trenches is 2 meters. That means if we have a trench 1 meter and we have another trench here for 1 meter wide, and the spacing between these two is 2 meters and the length will be maximum up to 30 meters. Okay, so we have trenches like this. Okay, so one distribution box is provided for every 3 to 4 trenches. One distribution from here, one distribution point is there. Okay, so another one is where another one will be provided. One thing is provided here. Okay, 3 to 4 trenches we have a one distributor. Okay, next. So next, cleaning of septic tank. Okay, so normally to clean the septic tank, right? So nowadays we are going to use this kind of septic tank cleaners. Okay, so and also you can see the advertisement over the electric poles or walls. Okay, so septic tank will be cleaned. Call to this number so that they will come and they will put this pipe and they are going to take all the what is called sludge into it and they are going to dispose it places. Okay, so like in that way they are going to clean the septic tanks. Okay, so next we have the Imhoff tanks, right? So it is a one kind of septic tank, but in the septic tank we saw the both sedimentation and as well as the digestion are combinedly conducted in a single tank, but here we have Imhoff tank where the sedimentation and as well as the digestion will be separated in a two tanks. Okay, so up and below will be there. So what is the major difference between here? The major difference is what? Sedimentation and digestion of sludge happen singly in the case of septic tank, but it is here separated. Now we can read out these sentences. An improvement over septic tank in which the incoming sewage is not allowed to get mixed up with the sludge produced and the outgoing effluent is not allowed to carry with its large amount of organic load as in the case of septic tank. We are not going to mix with the sludge as well as the incoming water. It is get separated. And also an Imhoff tank is in fact a two-story tank. Two stories. First story will be sedimentation, second story will be the what is called digestion tank, right? Sometimes called as a two-story digestion tank, right? So you can see the picture here. The influent raw wastewater is coming here, and this is the first part of Imhoff tank. This is called as a sedimentation tank, where sedimentation will occur. Due to sedimentation, the particles will come down and will move to the second chamber, that is called as the digestion chamber. The clear supernatant will be leave, right? So effluent of free treated wastewater will move out. Okay. So due to this digestion, we are going to get the gases, different gases that we have a gas vent through that. It will be released into the atmosphere. Okay. So also it is gas vent and scum section will be the top. So again, once it is used for so many days, if you want to clean this sludge now, so you need some pipe. So for that we have the outlet partial treatment sludge. Okay, so we will be taking the sludge from that thing. Okay, so the top layer is called sedimentation tank and bottom is called sludge digestion. This is all about the different parts of Imhoff tank. Okay, and also we can see the principle of working also. The inlet water is directly discharged into this portion, that is sedimentation portion, where the sedimentation will occur, all solids will come down, supernatant will be moved out. Once the solid is come down, okay, those are called further sent to the bottom, are going to settle automatically and will reach us to this conical hopper bottom, where it is going to be digested in the presence of aerobic decomposition, so that the gases will be released. That gases will be moved out like this biogas. Biogas means methane and H2S. Okay, so it is a mixture, right? So that gases will be released into atmosphere through the gas vents, and the digestion sludge is taken out by the outlet partial treatment sludge. Okay, so this is the thing working, and as well as the system which is there in the thing. Okay, so this is the actual Imhoff tank, right? So you can see here, this is the gas vent to take the gas out. Okay, so whatever water, the wastewater is coming here. Okay, so the solids will be go down. Okay, so this is another chamber. This is one chamber. This is another chamber. At bottom we have digested tank, right? So construction details. It is a double chamber rectangular tank. Two chambers are there, upper chamber, lower chamber. The upper chamber is called sedimentation chamber or flowing through chamber, since the sewage flows at very low velocity. It is going to flow very low velocity. The lower chamber is called digestion chamber. The sludge gets digested due to anaerobic decomposition. Due to anaerobic decomposition, it is going to digest. Okay, and also a gas vent is also called scum chamber, is also provided above the digestion tank. It is already there in the diagram, we saw it. Okay, next design. Okay, here sedimentation tank. The sedimentation chamber is designed normally in a rectangular shape, where detention time is 2 to 4 hours. Then flowing through velocity is not more than 0.0 meter per minute, and surface loading may not exceed 30,000 liters per meter square per day, and length will be not exceeding 30 meters, and we have depth not more than 9 to 11 meters. Then next, digestion chamber. It is designed for a minimum capacity of 57 liters per capita. Okay, so 57 multiplied by how many people are there, so with that we are going to get this volume. Next, gas vent or scum chamber. This should have a surface area about 25 to 30% of the area projected horizontally. Out of 20 to 35% of total area, it is going to be there. Okay. Next, advantages. Normally, solid liquid separation and sludge separations are commonly named one single unit in the case of there, and resistance against the organic shocks, small space required, the effluent remains fresh, low operating cost, suitable for small settlements, standardized design available, simple operation and maintenance. Okay. Next, disadvantages. Very high or deep infrastructure depth may be problem in case of high ground table area, requires expert design and construction, low reduction of pathogens, no reduction in pathogen, requires desludging, and inefficient treatment option if not regularly desludged. You have to remove the sludge very frequently. Odor occurs from the escaping gases, effluent, sludge and scum required further treatment. So these are the some of disadvantages. And next, another kind of treatment facility in the fifth thing we are having, what is that? That is fluidized aerobic bioreactor, or we can call it as Fba Reactor. The fluidized aerobic bioreactor is an advanced hybrid biological system primarily designed to reduce the footprint area required and to make effortless installations and trouble-free operations while increasing the treatment efficiency. Right? So these are the hybrid biological system. It is a hybrid one and it is a biological system normally designed to reduce the footprint area required for make effortless installations. Okay, if you want to treat any wastewater, we need to require many big treatment units. But even though those are things there, but we are going to with a greater efficiency, treatment efficiency, and we are using the biological system here. Okay, so most of attached growth process have the media packing fixed in the reactor tank and wastewater past the biofilm. Okay, so normally we already saw in the case of fluidized bed reactor. However, the FAB process calls for the media is moving inside the reactor continuously. Then air bubbles through diffused aeration and influent wastewater keeps the media in the fluid condition. It is similar like fluidized bed. Okay, so FAB is an advanced, high efficient, compact biological wastewater treatment process with ease of operation. Okay, it is designed to treat any organic waste stream amenable to biological treatment, mainly for beamed removal, including domestic wastewater, but it can also be applied. Okay, so for even removal of nitrogen to improve volumetric nitrification rates and to accomplish denitrification in the aeration tank having the analysis zones within the biofilm depth. Okay, so it will be maximum, it will be used for high BOD removal, and the waste should be is amenable. It has to be suitable for biological treatment. That waste can be treated here. Okay. Next, you can see here we have air blower here, right? So this air blower is coming here. Okay, and we have what is called influent water will come here, and we have so baby things, and we have diffused air will be sent from here, and the complete bed is in the moving motion, right? So fluidized aerobic means we are going to provide O2 here, right? So that the waste get treated with help of attached growth process. Once it is treated, so it will be taken from here. Okay, not directly from here. It is going to be taken out. Okay. This is actually, you can see this is in the treatment. You can see in actual days, right? So this is the thing where we can have the one side. We will send the what we can say air, right, with help of oxygen or any diffused air, so that the water and we have what is called media is going to mix thoroughly, so that we have maximum BOD removal efficiency, right? So applications areas for FAB treatment include municipal wastewater for nitrification, denitrification, domestic wastewater, and we have high strength industrial wastewaters like dairies, tanneries, okay, meat packing, food processing, lagoon nitrification, fruit and vegetable processing, chemical, petroleum, pharmaceutical, pulp and paper, food industry, dairy industries, then where water conditions are to be clean, variable. Next, it enhances the upgrade treatment, okay, potential of active disposal processes and capable for retrofitting existing tankage and triple the treatment capacity. We have wide ranges of applications, okay. So that's all about unit number 5, right? So in this unit we discussed about different removal of nitrogen, phosphorus, and we discussed about some anaerobic process, and finally we come across the fluidized aerobic bioreactor, okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.